Okay, it's 17 September, and we're doing inspections on all of the hives, and this is the Charlie group. So out of the Charlie group, we have 4 hives here. So as you can see, we got Charlie 2 over there. That's one of the older ones. Charlie 4 is here. So 1 and 3 are right in front of you. So these are slightly newer hives. We got these earlier this year. And we're going to see how they're doing. Right now, it's about 12 in the afternoon. It's a little bit cooler today, which is nice. And most of the girls, the ones out foraging, should be out. So it shouldn't be that much of a hassle here. But I've been surprised before, so we're going to give it a little shot of smoke. Little puffs up top. I hear them. I can clearly hear the buzzing going on inside. All right, so let's try a couple more. Yeah, this doesn't make them happy, but it keeps them a little bit more controllable. Now, the one thing I notice in the top hive, I see no buildup at all. So frames are clean. Looks like all the frames, we've got 10 frames up here, and they have not started to build on any of them. So not a problem. Fortunately, we have a slightly longer summer in Texas, so there's time. I like the 2-box method. So I would be excited for them to start, building comb in the top box at this point. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 frames. Should have 10, but only 8 frames in the bottom. And we're gonna take a few out, and we're looking for the usual. Honey, larvae, eggs, maybe some bee bread would be nice. So I'm gonna pull out one in the corner first. It'll give us room to maneuver. I may not take all of them out, so we'll see. Ah, this is heavy. All right, so all capped honey. So they got this one pretty nicely here. All honey, which makes it a pretty heavy frame. I'm gonna put this one here. And on the second one, I see the same all capped honey. I'm moving the next one over. You guessed it, all honey. So at least 3 frames that are just nothing but filled with honey, which I am not complaining about at all. All right, so with this one, we see nectar and bee bread. So it's like a very tan dot in the middle of the comb itself. A moist tan spot, which tells me, so they get pollen, they mix a little water with it, and they're good. So let's keep going. Might get lucky and spot the queen. All right, more nectar, but I do see larvae. And we've got some big ones going on too, so we've got some taller domed ones here. So we're, this isn't exactly a queen cell we're looking at, but we do have some drones coming out of these larger ones. And I'll probably take most of that off from the very bottom. They're empty, I don't see anything growing in there. And we do have some, we've got some well, I'm sorry, the tall domes were the drones, but the rest of these are cap larvae. So the larva, the egg turned into the larva. Then once it gets big enough, the bees will cover it up, seal it, and what comes out is the bee. So I see some eggs in there as well. So we're good on this one. It tells me the queen is working. I'll slide this one back in. We'll do one more. I pull out only as many frames as I need to see what I need to see. I do need to get a beetle. Whew. So, and the sun's gone down a bit, but more cap brood, some honey along the corners. So that's typical of them. They'll put honey along the ridge, on the outer edge, and then the capped brood, the queen works in the middle. So I'm good to go. I see bread, nectar. I see a lot going on in this hive. I'm happy. The population isn't, wouldn't mind seeing a few more bees, but will not be too picky here. I'm gonna scrape off some of the extra wax they're putting in on top here. I do that so that it's easier to take the boxes apart, because they'll connect the two boxes together. It'll be really hard to take the box off if I don't do this now. So, and on the edge, this last frame is, so they've used up the space. So that extra bee space, they've created extra comb. So I'm not going to bother this. This is fine. It's all honey. And we're still good to go. There's a lot of domed cap larva areas here. I'm going to have to do some research to find out what's happening with this. I mean, a lot. I don't quite understand why the dome thing is working. And yes, you'll forgive me, out of all the books that I've read, it's still a learning process for me. Save for that, no queen, didn't see the queen, but everything else is looking really good. So I'm gonna put this back together. Trying not to squish any bees as I slide the frames back together. I'll put this one back in. All right. A couple of puffs. This will force them down so I don't squish anybody as I bring the other box and put it back on. And there is a healthy buzz in this one, so they are motivated, or just upset, one or the other.